AITA for spending my son's money on food that he eats more than anyone else, without telling him? When my son got his first part-time minimum wage summer job a couple years ago, we created a bank account for him to put his money into. He works during the summers, and goes to school for the rest of the year. My son is a huge fan of anything meat-related, chicken, steak, things of that nature. We have it for dinner just about every day. I'm sure many of you know just how expensive it's gotten over the last few years. Since my son eats more food than anyone else in the house, and he has his own source of income, the money spent at the meat market comes out of his account. He didn't know that. I mentioned it to him in a passing comment now and then, but he always thought I was joking. I have worked from home ever since COVID, so he drives my car, but I pay for gas, insurance, repairs, and everything else. He loves cars and driving, and the car he's borrowing from me is a sports car, so he's the one who goes to the market to buy the meat. He gets to drive, my wife doesn't have to run errands herself. The credit card we gave him is attached to his account, but he doesn't know it. It's the only thing he uses the card on. If he goes out with his friends for food or pays for gas, he uses a separate card from my/his mother's bank account. He's not fat or anything, in fact he's a bit skinny, but he eats so much of it and it's so expensive, I think it's a good compromise. Here's the problem though. He's 18 now, going to college next year, which I am paying for, and he recently showed me a car he found on Facebook Marketplace he wants to buy. He says with the money he's earned in the last few years, and this summer too, he's right at the edge of being able to afford it. I couldn't help but laugh and tell him all the money was already spent on the food that he eats. There's pretty much nothing left. I asked him if he really thought he was getting all this for free. Now he's furious. I understand why, but he has every privilege in the world. I pay for 99% of his things, including the college he's going to next year that costs $70,000 annually. If he loves meat so much, at this price level, how could he expect to not have to pitch in some way? He's 18 now. My wife was in on it too, but it was my idea. AITA?